you have to create the right environment. So often what happens is we, sometimes unintentionally create an environment where we're pushing people to see it as a threat and pushing people to go towards quitting, because we've created this, if I don't succeed, then it's not, Andrew, you failed the math test.
Mm-hmm.
It's that Andrew is a failure at life, right? Or, Steve didn't lose the race. Steve is a loser. And the reason, we have to kind of get away from that. How do you get away from that? You create the right environment where failure is seen as, it's something that happens and might be a negative, but it's also an opportunity to grow. It's us as a coach or teacher or leader who, doesn't dive in immediately after the game and says like, what's wrong with you? Like, what happened out there? Like you sucked or you lost or what have you, because all that does is it ingrains like to that kid or that athlete, oh man, this is something that is negative that I shouldn't have done. And now I'm in trouble for it. And my parents, sometimes like it's like my parents don't support me anymore. So our environment plays a big role in allowing us to kind of have the freedom to, accept and take things on as a challenge.
Did you dig into how we can kind of create or shape our environment? And because some of those circumstances are uncontrolled, elementary school, middle school, high school, maybe that's a little bit too early to start talking about some of these things, although the foundation can be built. Talk a little bit about how you can foster a healthy environment to get through some of these tough things and build resilience.
Absolutely. So the research is pretty clear on this, and it's relatively simple, but again, difficult to do. But that environment, there's three big things. Is one, a sense of autonomy. So a sense that you have a voice and you can make choices and that you're have some semblance of control. It's not full control, right? But it's that to use the business example, that you are not micromanaged to death and feel like you can't do anything. So what happens is if we feel like we have no control, no autonomy, we tend to default towards apathy because it's like, why try? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So creating environments where, the students, the athletes, the kids feel like, hey, they have some sort of autonomy and freedom. The other thing that is really important is a sense of competency. So a sense that you can make progress and there is a path for you to get better and grow. So in the academic world, it's you can become better at algebra or whatever have you. We can improve on this. In the athletic sense, it's I can become a better athlete and I'm going to, in this environment. And as the coach, I'm going to support and teach you how to become a better athlete. And then the third thing that is really important in terms of environment is a sense of connection and belonging. So if you feel connected to the team, the classroom, your workplace, whatever it is, then what happens is you feel that connection, and then that creates a sense of security. And that sense that even if I have a bad day, yeah, my teammates might be a little upset, my coach might be a little upset, but we're in this together over the long haul, and we're trying to get better. And then it's not I'm going to be thrown under the bus, right? It's that we are here together and trying to move forward together. And that creates that community, that sense of connection, that sense of security that often allows you to take risks, calculated risks that allow you to essentially, to use the sports analogy, you start to play to win instead of playing not to lose.
Right. Yeah, that's huge. It's kind of like being proactive rather than reactive in a sense.
Exactly. And that's kind of what it is life often tells us to kind of be reactive. And when we get in survival situations, which are often those like fear of failure situations, we default towards being reactive. So what we want to do is teach and allow people to kind of get in that mindset where they're more proactive.